Hello and welcome to another episode of Put Me in Coach on episode of the postponed game from the Cardinals of the 4 series game we left off and stuff. So this is now of the postpone against the Diamondbacks versus Cardinals game 4 and stuff. So this is honestly enough episode 81 and stuff. And today of enough will be episode 104. So just letting you know of enough. But yeah. So episode 81, Diamondbacks versus Cardinals, post game 4, basically and stuff. And it's just only one game against the Cardinals in Busch Stadium. Lineup of the day: Corbin Carroll is starting on top at right field and stuff. So fortunately enough, Kento Marte is not playing in this game and stuff. So just letting you know on that. That's why it's a little weird and stuff. Gabe Marino playing catcher, Max Kepler playing left field, Adrian Del Castro playing DH, Tim Tawa at third base, Vargas at second base, Tyler Locklear at first base, Ryan Wolfsman at center field, and Perdomo's at shortstop. So pretty much I just talked about everybody because, some ways enough it's the same, blah blah here and there and stuff. It's what it is and stuff. So yeah, some is the same, some is different. It's a little weird how that is and stuff. Even Nolan Arenado came in to pitch hit as well. I think he came in to play third base as well. I don't have it on my notes, but I feel that he did overall and stuff. So that's that. Yeah, just looking at the numbers and stuff. Not everybody get a base hit from last time and stuff, but the people did a really great job, and so we got a lot of hits on this game and stuff. The only people who did not get base hit is Perdomo, Kepler, and Wolfsman, and the rest I'm seeing of it. Again, Gabe Marino went 3 for 4. My goodness, he's doing good. Adrian Del Castro went 3 for 5. Vargas went 3 for 5. Locklear went 3 for 5. And especially enough of Nolan Arenado came in just to pitch hit later on and stuff. He got on base twice, 2 for 2 and stuff. So pretty good enough it. Corbin Carroll did get on base. He's another person. Even Tim Tawa, those guys got on base on only once and stuff. Carroll went 1 for 5. Tim Tawa went 1 for 3 and stuff. And that's basically it and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty good and stuff, and we're gonna see more positive things on the offense and stuff while we're going on scoring later and stuff. Pitching wise, of enough, starting pitcher was Brand Fott. He went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, struck out 1, walked 2, and then only gave up 2 runs, and that was only in the beginning. And stuff. I think he did pretty good. I know he gave a lot of hits away and stuff, but fortunately enough, not letting the Cardinals score against him that very much and stuff. So got out a little innings here and there and stuff, but fortunately enough, pretty good for him. And generally of not because in a way enough, the Diamondbacks really got a lot of score and the Cardinals didn't overall. So he pretty much had a weird start where enough sometimes on Brand Fott where he does good in the beginning, he can't finish it at the end and stuff, and that's why he struggles a lot that very often and stuff. But this time it was the opposite where he was struggling in the beginning, but he had a good ending and stuff. So that is that. Starting pitcher for the Cardinals, Michael McGreevy, he went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 3, and gave up 4 runs. So he did also pretty good. I think this was a great matchup for both of the starting pitchers and stuff. It's just the Diamondbacks got a little on him more than the Cardinals did on Fott and stuff. And that's pretty much of that. Bullpen for the Diamondbacks, Brandon Garcia, Terry Clark, and Ryan Thompson, and so Thompson didn't do so well at the end, but it's what it is. And Diamondbacks got the win overall and stuff, so that's positive. And stuff, like, I totally understand there was a couple runs at the end, but it's what it is, and they're pretty still solid overall. Thompson is a little going downhill, but he can still have good inning and here and there and stuff. So that is that. We're gonna go in scoring and stuff. I took a lot of things out here and there. I think, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to figure out enough if I took everything out. Yeah. So not everything's gonna make more sense. So don't get so confused about scoring and stuff. These are the ones that are just gonna be important and stuff. So I kind of did a little bit, break it down a little bit and stuff, so we wouldn't talk about every scoring and stuff. Tyler Locklear for a 2-home run to make it 3-2, time of the fourth, and stuff. Same thing, Taylor Locklear with the RBI single, making 6-2, top of the eighth. Nolan Arenado with the RBI single to make it 7-2, top of the eighth. Gabe Marino with the RBI single to make it 9-2, and also the Diamondbacks scored 5 runs in the top of the eighth. Pretty crazy. About that. Nolan Arenado with another RBI single to make it 10-2, top of the ninth. Brian Torres made a 2 RBI single to make it 4-10, bottom of the ninth. And then Lars Nootbaar with a 2 RBI single to make it 6-10, bottom of the ninth. And fortunately, that is the final score. Diamondbacks won the game 10-6. As the final score, and their record right now is 54-49. So they're in a good spot at this time, and we are beating teams. We are also in the wild card spot, so we're going up into the more up there with the Phillies and the Cubs, because they're also like second place in their division, so and they're trying to fight for the wild card as well. So we're really in the wild card spot at the time. I'm thinking if the the postseason, if it stopped at this time and we're going in the playoffs, Diamondbacks will be in it. If so. So that's a huge thing and stuff. Obviously, it's not in October at the time and stuff, but that just shows enough of we're definitely in this and stuff. It's just hopefully we don't lose games when it's a very important time and stuff, and we're winning games when it is important time and stuff. So that was pretty good and stuff. And also, this is also the fourth. The fourth game of this series against the Cardinals, and obviously we did win 3 out of 1, so now we won 4 out of 1 over the Cardinals. So we definitely win this series over the Cardinals overall. So it's another good win and stuff. And offense is just doing good. Now we're going to talk about progress. I love seeing this offense. This is the most of we really struggle a lot in the first half of the season and stuff, and it's really looking pretty good when the offense is literally clicking at the right time and stuff, and we're just getting this opportunity to take over advantage on these teams when they're not doing so well and stuff. So we do need to get on that advantage at the time and stuff, because I know we had a little struggle here and there, but let's make the other team struggle and stuff so we can go on that top range and enough. Because again, this is a competitive sport type situation and stuff, and if we want to compete, we got to win games and stuff. And this is how you win games: to literally score a lot, not let the other team have a comeback and stuff, and still get the win overall and stuff. Because it was like about 10-2 and the bottom and stuff, and then the Cardinals basically thought enough of like, hey, we don't want to end this game this low and stuff. So fortunately enough, they got more runs overall and stuff. But fortunately, they didn't get a comeback or anything. They were having a comeback, but they made it much struggle for the Diamondbacks at the end and stuff. But fortunately enough, the Diamondbacks did get the win overall and stuff. So that's that and stuff. Pitching wise, enough. Gotta keep going and stuff. I thinking right now our pitching is pretty solid overall. Bullpen is still doing good, and stuff. The most struggles we mostly had was starting pitching and stuff. So it is good to see now all the pitchers are clicking as well and stuff. So everything is really clicking at the right time and stuff. So we just got to keep going. I think that's the hardest thing about this right now is to keep having consistent ways and stuff. I know that's hard and stuff, but this is the only way enough of if we want to be scary against other teams like the Dodgers and very high teams as well and stuff. We got to show them and stuff, and I understand we swept the Dodgers at the end of the first half of the season and stuff, and that was cool and all good and all stuff, and and our underdog players are doing good, like Tim Tawa. Now Tyler Locklear is doing good and having a good comeback and stuff, like all these typical things. We know these players are good. It's just they need to show potential at the time and stuff, and they're doing it right now. And so it shows enough that the Diamondbacks are really, really fun to watch overall and stuff. That's what my dad was saying about enough of like, oh, now that I'm watching the Diamondbacks, because they're winning games and stuff, and they're scoring a lot and stuff. That's another biggest fun thing. People like to watch their home team win games when it's fun for them to win big and destroy the other team. That's fun to watch and stuff. So, and obviously enough, you want your team to win as well. So that's another biggest thing. Just understanding of what's going on and what you want your team and stuff. So yeah, it's clicking well, and hopefully that clicks still keeps going and stuff, and especially enough of we're trying to get another advantage against the other teams are in the wild card as well and stuff, and we're doing pretty good at that time. So don't lose it, Diamondbacks. Don't do that and stuff. I hope not. But anyways, enough. The MVP on this podcast today and stuff is gonna be Tyler Locklear and stuff. He did phenomenal today. His home run, his first home run this season by having coming back from the IL and stuff. This is also his first MVP win on this podcast as well. So he's in the list what we have than before and stuff. I show you all the lists and stuff. So now he's in the conversation now and stuff. And I like Tyler Locklear and stuff, and I like his swing. I like him as a player and stuff. He's really fun to watch, and I'm really excited to have him back from the IL and doing good, being healthy and playing well and stuff. And I like to see that. So that's all positive things. Keep going, Diamondbacks. Keep going. Woo, yeah, Diamondbacks winning. It's all a lot of fun, it really is. So, we just got to keep at it. So that's pretty much of that. We're playing the Nationals next. They're actually playing right now. I'm a little bit late on the podcast and stuff. It's a little strange enough. I'm doing here and there and stuff, not doing exactly the right day of doing them. But, I'm doing my best out here, getting the podcasts, getting the videos out there for you guys to watch and stuff and to enjoy and stuff. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these and stuff. Why not and stuff. I'm not really getting a lot of views, but fortunately enough, I appreciate if the people are watching. So that's that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.